right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the SkinCoin WCA game number 2 now of what is Team Empire versus SFTe-sports here. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by TraLF. Once again, if you type !SkinCoin in chat, it'll bring up the giveaway information, as well as you go to skincoin.org, the latest cryptocurrency in the esports market. You can trade for your favorite skins in both Dota 2 and, of course, CSGO. All right, the draft underway, though, for game number 2.
5 seconds
and
remaining.
we are going to see an Enchantress yet again. This time in this... Oh, no, it actually is, once again, for Empire. Wait, this is literally the same draft. Empire goes Enchantress Necro. And then you have SFT going Lich and Doom. So, all right, both teams like the same draft so far.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I don't think it was necessarily drafting issues for the last match. I think it was, again, Roshan seems to be a focal point in terms of skewing the game for one team or the other. Just comes down to initiation. At least it did for the last game in the series before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, each team is okay with picking their comfortable heroes yet again.
So the one difference I do notice is the Pugna ban, of course, by Team Empire right there. So they banned that option. So we're not going to have the exact same draft. And now to follow, we got Monkey King Faceless Void, and there is the IO taken away from SFT. And now their 4th pick. So... yeah, as you pointed out, the draft maybe necessarily wasn't the issue. And now these pickups, too, both Doom and Enchantress, you probably expect to see them in the similar / same roles that we had the last game right here.
Team Empire's
but
turn.
SF,
I think
they banned Underlord there.
I think a focal hero for each team really is going to be the Nyx Assassin, especially considering Enchantress is going to be it's a nice pairing with these two heroes right now. They don't have a stun. Same thing goes for SFT, and they don't really have stuns. And last game they went, I think it was the Sand King, although Sand King was offlane and Doom was their 4.
Remaining.
But they still need some kind of stun on top of these two heroes. So could be another Sand King, which was still fine. But Nyx is also very good against the Necrophos as well. Burns the mana, does extra damage once he uses the Shroud ability.
Yeah. And
it was banned out, I believe, last game. Or maybe it was the series before that. But I remember thinking it was weird that Pugna was picked, and then, but they also banned out the Nyx beforehand to kind of telegraph that. But they're going to go with the Bane here for the 5-position support for Team Empire. A little bit different.
Yeah, Bane. That's a hero we don't get to see often, and every time this hero pops up, which is very rare, I find myself having the discussion that there's a good reason that we don't see this hero. Often it's because it's considered not that good. But, I mean, I think the skill set actually is, it screams like, it speaks like it should be pretty good across the board. But, of course, like the biggest flaw being that you have to channel the ultimate, finding the positioning for that can be difficult sometimes. The Nightmare can be a little awkward. And we do see the Nyx Assassin coming out, onto your point, though, as it wasn't actually banned here. But, yeah, curious how Empire plans to use the Bane in this game.
Yeah, Nyx is even better here because the Carapace is really easy to use and stop the Bane from ulting and really get him to waste it in some situations. Can also scout him out with Invis, obviously. Have number you can stun him to cancel his ultimate. I guess the only better thing about Bane right now is that the Lich can't cancel his ult, and it's a very long range ult as well. So, but obviously there's a number of ways that Doom can cancel it. You can cancel it with Infernal Blade. You can cancel it with the Doom. You can cancel it with a creep that he steals, like the Mud Golem. So there's a number of ways to deal with it. But I think aside from his ultimate, Bane's still a great hero. Lane's really strong. Tons of nuke damage. You can harass mid if you really need to. You can be flexible with your lanes as well. And now they have the sleep combo with the arrow. Mirana picked up again for Team Empire.
Got the setup there. Chaos Knight, the 4th pick, a pretty quick response on the side of SFT, but also noticing the theme of Empire's lineup, they are a full ranged lineup so far. Not that we're going to be seeing a Drow by any means, but it's what they got going for them. I mean, they could push in a Drow, I feel like, actually. Do something like a Mirana offlane with Bane and Enchantress even up there as a support, and then like Necro safe lane, Drow mid, I don't know, but maybe that would be a little ridiculous.
I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like your typical Drow lineup.
No.
But they are arranged. Bane doesn't really use the Drow Ore at all. I mean, he's primarily doing his damage with the spells rather than auto attacks. His range is pretty bad. And yeah, I really think that Drow mid would have to be what it is, because if they put Drow in that safe lane, I think they're just going to run over him. So yeah, probably not a Drow. But yeah, that Chaos Knight was really snap picked, wasn't it? It was like, we're picking this no matter what you pick kind of idea.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's just like a comfort thing. I know I've seen Illidan play it a couple of times over these last couple of days here. Have had the chance to cast SFTe-sports, so it goes back to the idea perhaps just kind of a comfort pick for him. The Invoker ban into LC and then Puck, man, they really were just, they just knew what they wanted to finish off here. So they go Puck to finish it off, so that's their 5-man lineup on the side of SFT. You know, Empire has to think.
It's like a strong lineup to me. I really like that. It's crazy to see Puck being last picked. I mean, very strong value here to be picking last. Lots of good spells against. Oh wow, there's the Broodmother.
It was bound to happen or something. So Gostic Broodmother gonna be in that off lane. Broodmother, does he make a lot of sense to you this game? They're killing the spiderlings, I guess, isn't the greatest, so.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm really interested to see what kind of build he goes for, because now, at least from when I've seen the NA scene, it's all about the Deso Mask of Madness Diffusal. And that would be a very good build against especially the Lich armor, but I think it's more of a response to that if we pick Brood, do they have any way to deal with in the lanes? And I think the answer right now is no. I don't think Nyx Assassin, in fact, Nyx is going to be offlane, so it's going to be a support Doom. I don't think the support Doom, support Lich combo with a Chaos Knight's really going to do anything to Brood in lane. Even buying sentries, Brood's going to buy her own and get her sentries from his team as well. So it's going to be kind of a sentry battle, and it's not like there's like a Legion commander or a Tide that can just sit there and tank the spider lanes. You're going to have to kind of work around that.
Yeah, you saw them ban Legion Commander with their final ban, so clearly they had that intention. Yeah. With the Broodmother pick there. So, God, Broodmother's been popping up a lot. I feel like every day I've casted like 2 or 3 different series, and it feels like at least one game we see a Broodmother make an appearance. So this is going to be that one game at least. Empire trying to close it out here, make it 2-0. Whereas SFTe trying to even it up at 1 apiece. So Broodmother, I'm played by Gostic. That doesn't necessarily mean that he'll end up in the offlane. He could just as easily go mid even. But
yeah, I think the best possible matchup SFT can do is somehow put the Puck against the Brood, but it looks like they're just gonna put Puck mid no matter what. He's already built mid items, so that's like the only lane I could see them having a good time against this Brood, but looks like Brood will be bottom. Already has a sentry ready to counter the other sentry, which I'm looking around. There's one on Lich, and there's one on the CK as well. So,
yeah, a couple of these Brood builds lately have just been Soul Ring into even a full Radiance. You just get like...
Yeah, I've seen that too, but they do have a Nyx, so that could be a mistake.
Oh, okay. Good point.
It's like a free Carapace stun for Nyx.
Yeah. So maybe not that route, maybe more of the Orchid for him instead. But he is going to end up in the offlane as mentioned. FN, once again on Mirana. He'll pick up that bounty rune and head towards the middle lane. Enchantress is deep over here. Did they see him? I don't think they did.
I saw some pings.
Oh, yeah. Maybe the Orb Vision saw it.
Yeah, good point. I think it did.
So they zone him out, and so that courier will freely deliver now down the middle lane. So the attempt made by Enchantress coming up short. And she's going to walk on by here and just head towards this jungle now down here. So Mirana versus Puck. It will be a solo 1v1 for the most part. Doom is also going to rotate over. But yeah, again, we see the Doom versus Enchantress matchup. We don't get that often yet. Back-to-back games here in this series. Top lane Bane zoning out Nyx Assassin.
So one sentry was used to counter the pull, the main pull. He actually uses his own ward, if you can see here, Lich. Uses his own ward to counter his his hard camp. So it's going to stop a little bit of an extra farming done from Ghostic. And that's really the way you got to play Brood right now, is maximize your farm. This is why he's popular in mid, so you can put webs in between the Ancients and take Ancients, spam out mid, just maximize your farm as much as possible. But they're stopping him right now from doing that. The only drawback is now they don't have sentries for the lane. They have one more, but it's both just don't see each other. So that's better for the Radiant, because now they'll have vision of Brood for at least a little while. But again, even with vision of Brood in this kind of lane setup, it's difficult to kill him. They have no way of really locking him down for good. Although stun or Reality Rift coming into a Nova, some good damage, but not enough right now.
Yeah, Lich choosing to go the Frostbass at level 2. We see Liches kind of change up their build depending on the lane setup and situation, and so figures they want more aggression here. And thus the Frost Blast doesn't have the armor yet. But as you see, I mean, they catch Broodmother with a stun here with that Chaos Bolt. Perhaps a Broodmother keeping the distance. Spawning some Spiderlings now, though, as he hits level 2. And that's going to continue to progress. What is this about? ST, he's running with Miposhka. So they see this coming the whole time. Miposhka, it's going to be a unfortunate trap for her. Throws down the Centaur stun, but is that enough? It looks like it. Maybe? Oh, God. Frostblast hits, actually. So maybe not. Illidan, can he get a range? Yes, the Reality Rift range, man. Feels so long.
Yeah, and if that's any other hero, too, he doesn't catch. I mean, Enchantress is extremely fast, even has boots, but base movement speed of Chaos Knight's 325, one of the highest in the game, so able to catch up there.
Meanwhile, though, Chappie top lane, he's farming very well. Of course, Nyx Assassin, for the most part, like we saw, was just simply trying to leech experience, but it's going to be a free farming Necrophos game, and we know what that can result in. Doom is now down here at the bottom lane. He actually has the Hellbear Smasher taken. So thus he has the Thunderclap and providing the attack speed aura. See if that comes into play against Broodmother here. They have another sentry. There is another sentry on Lich, so maybe they'll find an opening. Try to take him out if he doesn't pick up on that. But it's just a little bit too far away now. Middle lane, wow. Both Puck and Mirana are pretty low. But no kills coming from it.
And salve being used by Potom, but no salve here for the Puck. Interesting thing to look at is Nikwa's build up here on the Nyx. He has no points into his main stun Impale. He's gone 1 point mana burn, 2 points into Spike Carapace, and while this is going to help him lane, once we see him transition out of the laning phase, it could be a little bit dicey. I expect him to go 2 points into Impale next, so he'll be 2-1-2 by the time he hits level 5. If he does anything different, I will be very surprised. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay. Miposhka, meanwhile, almost found the kill on Doom. One auto attack away from getting it, but Doom just a little bit too quick to TP out. And going to get back to base, buy some more items, regen, go back on a mission. Broodmother using those Spiderlings to help with last sitting under the tower here. How's Illidan doing because of this? He's 19-7. And he is level 4 himself, so doesn't seem like it's deterring his farm that much. But well, when you compare it to Necrophos, it actually is a little bit behind when it comes to CS.
I've seen Ghostic miss like so many CS with this nuke. He's done it really, really early. It's kind of interesting, but this lane gets really difficult when he's level 5. And he's well on his way. It's a little over 4.5. Getting solo experience pretty much his entire time as well. Pressuring the Lich just a little bit, scaring him with these Spiderlings, forcing him to go back, but the one added benefit Lich being in this lane is that they're not super low level because of that extra experience you get with the deny.
Why does level 5 Broodmother make a difference?
Oh, Lich in trouble, trying to get out of range of the
dead.
webs, but not able to do so.
The Spiderlings, man, doing work. Miposhka's here as well, but yeah, he wasn't necessary. He came in late. No, but you were mentioning level 5 on Broodmother. Is it just because that levels up the Spiderlings? And
yeah, just extra nuke. It just does a little bit. Oh, nicely done by Illidan. Well played by him.
Oh, they find
Spiders are dying.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to feed those spiders. Obviously, you get some bounty to the other side. But he's just staying behind them. I mean, Doom's, it's keeping him occupied to also be down here. Enchantress going to have to make her way back, as she's now in her jungle once again. Middle lane matchup, though. Thompson versus FN. You have 29-9 Puck, 41-7 on Mirana here. Oh! That was a hell of a play on both sides. He went for the preemptive arrow to the illusory or port spot, but Puck actually used the phase shift right as he ported to prevent himself from getting arrowed, and thus picked up the illusion rune. So just a very good job there by, again, both sides really, but Puck coming out on top. That little exchange. That was an observer ward destroyed down here at the bottom lane, by the way. The sentry was put down and happened to be an observer ward nearby. Taking away some vision.
They're playing this safe lane very, very well. I'm surprised that Lich and CK are doing so well. Lich is just using that Frost Blast to nuke the spiders every time he sees them. And it kind of stops them in their tracks, slows them down, and makes them think twice about running in. So they're doing a very good job in this safe lane, much better than I expected.
Does Broodmother ever move from this because of that, if anything? Does he ever just maybe go in the jungle or something, or is he just committed to this?
Well, yeah, he can go to jungle, but as far as going into another... Oh, Doom taking some damage, and Doom will fall. So just as I say that, Caster's Curse, they feed off one, put some damage onto Illidan. I don't know if he has any more webs.
No.
He doesn't, so he stops, but... Yeah, that is the one drawback with Brood, especially in the off lane, is that you're kind of parked here. At least when you put in webs mid, you can kind of, there's a little bit larger of a radius to move around, but in this off lane, dust used.
So many spiders.
I don't think damage was applied. Yeah, I don't think damage was applied. There is a initiation here on the Maposhka. Does activate the Nature's Attendants, able to walk away. Hasn't put an extra 4th point in anything. That's kind of interesting.
Meanwhile, Gostic, he's just going to dive Pexu while that distraction happens. So now he's going to be over here. They do not... Okay, they are going to be able to see him. Can they get the kill? He's going to block with the Spiderlings. Oh, the Reality Rift hit him, though, and now Gostic, I don't know if he's getting out of this one. Flame Brand auto attack in the dust. Yes, they do kill him. So big bounty for STST.
I think he thought he was out of range of the tower, but tower vision, but he wasn't. It was just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
A little bit too close.
So Doe for that kill ends up backfiring, but... So Chaos Knight, yeah, is giving it credit. I mean, overall, it's actually going pretty decent here, considering. But you do got both Mirana and especially Necrophos, who are very, very farmed. And phase boost now finished on Mirana, Necrophos. I'm sure possibly the Veil is going to be coming out soon at this rate with the double Talisman already. Does Chaos Knight, can he afford to get a Midas here, or does he have to go straight Armlet, you think?
I don't think you want to get Midas this game. Although... yeah, I predict that this is probably going to be an Armlet. I'm sorry, I'm just baffled by how well this Potom is doing mid.
Yeah.
Typically, Puck is a stronger mid laner, higher nuke damage, can avoid a lot of auto attacks frequently and periodically with phase shift, but this Potom is really taking off in terms of CS. And he went back to heal once. So there is an Arcane Rune up in mid, arrow flying, as well as a sleep to combo it up, and this should be a dead Pug. Nice rotation there from Vanscore in the mid lane. And I didn't mention this, but you probably saw, but yeah, Midas picked up on Ghostic. So no Deso rush here, as we typically see in North America. No Radiance just yet, but rushes the Midas instead. And that Lich, one more little hit from the Broodlings. Maybe can get out of the web, cast another web to get some extra movement speed, and that will be a dead Lich yet again.
I was watching Doom also running away the whole time from Enchantress, meanwhile, so he gets low. He's not going to really be able to assist much. And now Chaos Knight, he'll have to be careful because they could potentially do a dive, although TP's coming in. You got Bane down here. Here comes Thompson, though. Dream Coil's ready. They want to catch Broodmother. They'll get Broodmother. The Reality Rift pull in, and Gostic, mentioned the idea of going the hand of Midas on himself. He's still a very fragile spider here. And if you happen to catch up to him, he'll drop pretty quickly, as we are seeing. So... that the dive ultimately kind of backfires on him. But yeah, going the hand of Midas, I feel like that's like, oh, that's a big kill. By the way, I was trying to make a point there, and all of a sudden Thompson, that's a Dream Coil Vendetta committed to that kill on Mirana. But it feels like that's actually a decent pickup, though, because you have both Mirana still doing pretty good and Necrophos. Your other cores are doing very good out of their laning phase. So
yeah,
logic.
I don't know. I'm not. I feel like Deso Rush is just so effective. You can pressure not only towers but heroes so well. The damage output from Deso with how much it costs is just there's really no better item, especially on a hero like Brood. But yeah, I can see your point, of course. I'm just not a fan personally. I really like Deso on this hero right now.
Top tower is
we'll see what he goes. I'm very curious. I don't think it goes Deso now after the Midas. That would seem kind of redundant. If you're going to go Deso, you usually want to rush it as fast as possible. So maybe he does go for that Orchid against a hero like Puck, and against just really all their heroes against Nyx, of course.
Now I brought
lots of farm.
Yeah. Just see all that cha-ching coming up from Puck there. I brought this up before. The idea of going a Diffusal instead of a Shield or a Desolator when you're going up against a Lich.
Middle tower is
yeah, I've seen Diffusal built on Brood as well. It's a good item. It's always a good item against the Lich.
Jeez. Chaos Knight.
Illidan's having a great game today. Or great game, and he does go for the Midas. Wow, Midas is all around. Midas gaming today.
All right. Yeah, again, the benefit of getting the Desolator still is on buildings. It'll still work plenty, but you know, Diffusal on heroes, you can purge off that 9 armor compared to doing -7 armor from the Desolator and the attacks with it. So
yeah, good point.
Mirana's running in with a haste room, by the way. Necropulse, he not only survives, he does not have a Reaper Scythe, but he doesn't need it. They turn on the Chaos Knight, they get Nyx Assassin. I caught this as it was really playing out here. I didn't notice how they first got in, but man, SFTe-sports, they regretted it. Clearly a triple kill from Mirana. We're not even done. He dodges the arrow. But this is likely a 4th kill as well. He kills the tower, and he's most likely going to get the quad kill. No, he's going to leave it for Necro. He's like, share the load.
That's really smart. He knew that Necro didn't actually, his ult just cooled down, but giving the last hit to Necro means that he can now lane a lot longer with all that extra regen. So that's really nice. Totally selfless play. It always feels good to hear that ultra kill, but he's thinking about the win, man. He's like, really wants that win, wants to give that extra regen to his buddy.
Yeah, so smart heads-up play. But Chaos Knight going the hand of Midas after that death now. Resetting. Still expect the armlet, I'm sure. But, yeah, now I'm thinking about it, he picked up Chaos Knight, I want to say in a couple of games against Tuho earlier. And he went the build of this, Midas, and then Heart. Pretty much ASAP. He did get a Blink Dagger as well. So it was Blink into Heart then. Was his build.
So he went Midas, Armlet, Blink.
Yeah,
Heart.
And then Heart to follow, yeah.
See, I am a big fan right now of the, oh, I see an ult. I hear a
Nightmare, arrow
sleep
set up.
into arrow, yeah. Easy kill on the Puck, and Puck is a typically very elusive hero, but they got the tools to deal with it. Might pay for his life, but we'll see if they can engage after this.
Being picked off Enchantress with that untouchable, surviving a little bit. Mirana's going deeper. The Reaper Scythe cuts down Nyx Assassin, dead for 50. Miposhka, Gostic runs in with the insatiable hunger. He is hungry, he wants some food. Chaos Knight running down Enchantress, though. The Chain Frost goes off from Lich right there as he dies, though. So many things to bounce to, and thus the heroes are still well alive, and that auto attack damage from Broodmother keeps up on Doom. Gets a double kill for himself. All of a sudden, Chaos Knight's the only one alive after all of that.
Yeah, and Potom was trying to get +1. He was trying to search for him. Just really trying to get the most value out of this. FN playing a very nice Potom in both games so far. But, what was I going to comment on? I totally forgot. Totally spaced. Oh, we were talking about CK's build. Yeah. I'm really a big fan of the Armlet into Echo Saber. I've seen that have such great success. But
bottom tower is under
it just gives you good mana regen. The double auto or the double attack early on is really nice with the armlet and the crit chance, negative armor from the reality rift. But to each their own. Vendetta used by Nikwa, trying to scout out somebody. He's going to go for a Midas as well, but boy, is it going to be late.
That's going to be a really late Midas, but Nyx Assassin trying to get some recovery going, maybe towards eventually the blink after, but. Even the Yags later on, but yeah, it's ways to go even before the Midas. Broodmother, by the way, using that Midas to farm a Medallion, and actually just about has the Solar Crest now finished. So get a definitely a different style of build here on the Broodmother. Not as solo focused, I guess. Although the Hand of Midas kind of is that, but Solar Crest allows for more utility in the fights here.
Yeah, really good against the CK. Like really good against the CK. provides lots of armor and a mischance, what have you.
Oh, so even more the defensive purpose, yeah.
Radiant's top tower
absolutely.
is under attack.
Chantress gets a Centaur on the side of here. Bane, that's a find. That's a find. Fiend's Grip. Reality Rift pulls down the Mirana, though, so they kill 2, but Chaos Knight's in a horrible spot. Oh, no. He Reality Rifted into a wall, essentially, in the trees, and he had nowhere to go. Oh, boy.
Yeah, interesting that he went to Reality Rift the bottom, too, when it was the Bane channeling the ultimate. Obviously, I don't think he had full vision up there, but that's just the smart position fighting from Empire. They're up on the high ground, smoking around. I don't know if they smoked, but able to get the jump on them. And the problem, too, is that this Puck isn't able to really find these openings safely. They have a number of ways to actually deal with them, and usually teams draft in a way that Puck just has no counters, but they have a number of them so far.
Nyx Assassin is dusted out as they're trying to defend here, not even really defend, more so just kind of watch their tower fall on nearby. But Necrophos, now the Lincoln Sphere is actually well in the works for him. 2,000 gold saved up on Enchantress. There's the Manta Style. And Broodmother, another 1,400 gold. So you look at the top 3 net worth in the game, all belonging on the side of Empire. Of course, speaking of Puck, they do find a kill on Bane at least, so that's a Dream Coil use. And it's a kill, but again, being a Bane by position on the other side, not necessarily that big of a deal if you're the Dire side here. And Chaos Knight has the armlet finished, just a matter of getting delivered. So we'll see what he goes for next. Will it be the blink into the heart, or is he going to maybe change it up? But honestly, with the way this game's going, yeah, I don't know if he can really afford to try to get those items. I think that idea of the Echo Saber would just feel a little bit better for him and get it sooner for having that impact.
Yeah, I really like the Echo Saber build, and Brood actually is going to go back for the Midas, or not Midas, Deso. It just seems like and this Grant would not be happy. This is like what, 50 seconds now with this Midas being off cooldown as he's farming Ancients. Long time. And
so gotta find a creep, gotta find a creep. Nope, Banner in first.
All right, there he goes.
That was a while. Inefficiency.
Nyx Assassin looking for something up top as they actually go on the Doom before Nick's able to find an opening. There's a Fiend's Grip available on the Bane sitting over here in the trees. I'm not sure if he was scouted by Nyx. He will be soon.
Uh-oh.
Or maybe not.
Oh! Bane went to go make a play and help her, but runs into the whole trap eventually. So, but you know what? He sacrificed himself to keep Mirana alive there. So overall, worth it. As the Moonlight Shadows was active for that, but this is the other thing with the Broodmother too, though. The team is, they're kind of defending the top lane, and as the Radiant side is trying to push up, but Broodmother, meanwhile, is just taking over the whole Radiant jungle, as well as the bottom lane. It's just farming everything on their side. And he is going back for the Desolator now.
Yeah, that just seems kind of interesting to me. Deso's really effective the earlier you buy it, obviously. So it's kind of weird that he's buying a third item here. But it's still relatively fast. I mean, he's super farmed. They're up 12K at less than 20 minutes, 13K now. So it's all good in the hood. I mean, he's gonna have 20 seconds on his Midas. We'll see how fast he can cast it this time. See if he can redeem himself from last time.
Midas on Nyx Assassin, almost. Doesn't have it just yet. Well, kinda. I mean, 1380 gold saved up, so it's still working towards that. The smoke gank bottom lane, trying to maybe bait out this Chaos Knight or also find the Broodmother. They keep going to the right, they may. Nyx Assassin.
Yep, they got to open with a stun and then into a... oh, stun misses, but they do get a nice Nova there from Pekzu. So
yeah.
nicely done.
And the mana burn actually pretty crucial too, because that prevented him from popping Insatiable Hunger and maybe trying to set up a turn, but not happening. So the find is successful. Good smoke ink from them. Puck, meanwhile, he does not. Wait. Oh, I thought that was a Fiend's Grip for a second, though. That's just a Nightmare. Just Nightmared one of the illusions right there.
Yeah. If you look at his positioning of all his webs, you got one in the left Ancients on Radiant, goes through the mid to the other side of Ancients, down to the left to the other two creep camps, and then goes all the way back towards the right. So yeah, he has the entire jungle plus an extra ancient stack that he can work with. Now the only drawback to this is he doesn't have any more in the bottom lane. But once you get to this stage, it's actually kind of hard to push that last tier 3.
Yeah.
So he's just maximizing his farm.
Yeah, that's right. At level 25 for the idea of getting the 8 webs. Really good for the hero. That's a ways off, though. He'll pop Insatiable Hunger with that Desolator as they go into the Roshan pit, though. And should be a pretty easy kill, especially with Mirana Arrow coming out. No vision from SFTe. It's going to be an 8. Who do you give this to? Mirana?
Probably Mirana, yeah.
Has fallen to the dire.
It is going to be Mirana picking it up. The Alpha Wolf nearby as well, providing that aura. Vexu, you want to fall back. Oh boy, he gets got arrow in the face with the defusal, the Starstorm. Easy kill for FN. And Lich is dead for 45 seconds, actually. No buyback or anything. So they will not have, I mean, that's honestly a pretty big kill. Usually some 5 support kills aren't the biggest deal, but they don't have armor now, and would it be a Chain Frost in the fight? We have an opening here to push tier 3.
It just seems kind of crazy to me, right, that Nyx is still going to go for the, or Niqua is still going to go for the Midas.
It's like, what is that going to provide right now? Yeah.
It's 23 minutes. I feel like a blink would just be infinitely better.
Especially as your base is getting pushed in, but...
Yeah. I guess they feel that they can only win this by taking it to the late game.
Gotcha.
And that as long as they can defend some pushes, that Midas will pay off, but it better, because otherwise he's just going to be kind of a dead hero, and if he's not landing his spells without the aid of a Blink Dagger, then it's kind of just a walking invis creep. Or invis ward, I should say.
Yeah, get some vision for the team. That's about it. Just doing that. Speaking of that, wow, Miposhka just charging in, puts the enchant up on Doom. Defusal, massive slow. Here comes the big army, though, the Phantasm. They drop Enchantress, and they drop Mirana on the Reaper side. Got the real one, but it wasn't enough for the kill, so down goes Necrophos, but here comes back up FN with the Resurrection. They did eventually get the Chaos Knight. Broodmother joined in late. Fiend's Grip was used. Nightmare active on Niqua. Niqua comes out. The Spiked Carapace. Loser Orb through, though, and Bane ends up falling. FN from the side. He's kind of by himself, though. As Broodmother was also somewhat falling back. But that Chaos Knight with a Phantasm army, he just blew up a couple of heroes.
Yeah, we saw this last game from Empire. They're just getting they just get a little bit sloppy and a little bit overconfident, I think, when they have a little bit of a lead. And this was not a little bit of a lead. I mean, if I don't know how to see the graphs on live, but I think they were like F6. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to start to sway just a little bit in favor of Radiant after that fight. Lost the Aegis, unfortunately, not able to use it to their advantage. The only advantage is that they didn't get the kill on Mirana, which would be a huge bounty if they did.
Yeah, obviously they got the Aegis use, but not enough for the follow-up there. So hitting a little bit of a wall seems Empire in that fight. 11,000 net worth lead, though, still. Chaos Knight, by the way. So I was going to mention this going into that fight. He has a Yasha. And I wonder if he's going full Manta here for a purpose, or if he's just going to go SNY.
I would hope it's the Manta. It just works a lot better with your Reality Rift on your illusions. But yeah, I'd say almost certainly it's going to be the Manta.
So more for the offensive power, if anything, with the idea of the illusions.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any. I mean, there's no Orchid on this side of Team Empire, so you don't have to dispel anything really. Oh, Coil is missed. Unfortunately for him.
Well, that was also interesting interaction. The Nightmare came out as Chappie. He nightmared himself. I don't know what the hell that was about. He Reaper Scythe still getting some enough damage, though. Mentioned that the last game. Puck, he will survive, but he has to get out of here now. Phantasm Army is created. The Poland and explodes Mirana mid-fight. And he's dead for 65. Gostic running away. Insatiable Hunger not currently up. So going to keep on trucking along with the webs. Illusory Orb forward. Oh, can't catch him. Good juke by Gostic.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not seeing these Necro ultis being put to good use. I think his last one was used on a Puck, but Puck was able to actually cast the... I think he was actually able to cast the phase shift right after it, and it didn't do enough damage or something. I don't know. But it just wasn't being used effectively. and they're just not respecting
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
the damage and lots of stuns coming out from the Radiant side. Doom wasn't even used that fight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I kind of forgot they had a Doom. More focus on the Chaos Knight. That was funky last fight though, because bottom lane, Brewmother gets open on by Nyx. Puck's gonna try to assist for the kill. He got the Insatiable Hunger off, but the Yule's up, and they're just not even gonna try committing for it. They decide to back off, let him be. But going back to the last fight, so they nightmared the Chaos Knight as he was running in, and it was actually a pretty good nightmare to start.
Invisibility. But
then I saw Chappie nightmared. And so I'm wondering if he accidentally auto-attacked the Chaos Knight a little bit early, kind of taking that off, and then it got all mixed up there in the fight. We saw the Reaper Scythe use in kind of almost a panic mode. Something just seemed off there when it came to that initiation from the Dire team. So
yeah, maybe there was just, he accidentally took off the nightmare. Peksu, unfortunately, picked off here by FN, as he's going for pretty much an identical build as the last game, and when you're against pretty much the same heroes, at least the ones that really pose a threat to you, mainly the Doom I'm talking about, then it's totally fine. But yeah, the lead is kind of dwindled now. It's floating between 9K and 10K, but I think it was like 13 or something like that, maybe 12. Brood starting to slowly kind of fall off. It's now getting a BKB, but slowly. Went back for treads after the Deso.
But Poshka ideally is dealing some decent damage here. The Hurricane Pike finish for her. And they did get the 50 damage talent at level 15, so it's a decent right click as I say this. He's going to be caught by Puck. Staying a little bit too far up. Nyx Assassin there to assist, and he goes down. So it's fine there by SFTe. The Dire does scan some rotations coming out, but doesn't really matter. Just going to fall back. Brewmother continues to farm out the bottom lane. You mentioned the BKB. Just about finished on him. Chappie. Radiance is almost finished. Well, at least he has a Sacred Relic now, or can purchase it. And then the Radiance to follow. And yeah, Radiance against the Chaos Knight, very good item to have. For the Necrophos here.
Yeah, it's good against Chaos Knight for sure, and can cancel some blinks. It's just a little bit scary against the Nyx Assassin. Kind of gives him a free Carapace stun if he catches him off, and Carapace stun plus a Doom, he's dead. Checking Doom's creeps. Obviously, they can just take off the Lincolns with the mana burn, and Doom has his own perk as well. So they have multiple ways to deal with that. So you do have to be very wary of that when you buy Radiance against Nyx Assassin. And as the game goes on, his Midas is surely paying off, because now he's closing in on that Aghanim Scepter, and it's going to be very hard for them to push into that, as well as Ice Armor, spam from Puck. Granted, you know, Dire still has a very strong lead, but this could easily swing. I could easily see this swinging.
Oh yeah, with the way this is playing out, I mean, in Chaos Knight, I think it's fair to argue he's ultimately going to be the strongest carry in this game as we continue to move later on. I mean, he's up there with the best of them as far as net worth goes in this game here. He's got the Lich Armor also assisting on top of that. And 3,000 gold saved up, so wouldn't be surprised really to see him go that Heart next. Seems like that's an item he did value. Although in the previous games he did not get the Manta style, so maybe this, maybe this is going to be a different one in this game. But the Radiance for Necrophos almost there, and okay, actually he goes to Fusel Blade on Chaos Knight. Interesting. So deal with the Ghost Shroud. Necrophos.
Yeah, that's really nice, because a big counter to CK with Necrophos is that as soon as he Reality Rifts you, you press W, or whatever your keybind is, and then none of his illusions can attack you, but Diffusal Blade's a good way to counter that, so I like that pickup. Not to mention, all your illusions are going to hit for extra damage as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Necro. He spots them. They do not, or they do not know the, not Necro, a Nyx Assassin. They don't know he's here. They open on a Bane, actually, and they explode Bane off the bat. Dreamcoil, locking out a couple of Insatiable Hunger for Goster, but the PKP, it doesn't matter, though. He's dying to the illusions as well as Chaos Knight himself. He goes to FN. Brewmother is going to survive, however. Now he's able to get some auto attack to the Reaper side to take out Nyx Assassin, but FN, meanwhile, dying to Illidan, and now Chappie having to pop the Ghost Shroud. It's going to be a good duration on it, but he's kind of trapped up here. Something was blocking him in. That's a triple kill for Chaos Knight after the whole fight. And you mentioned, I mean, this game is, the lead is there for Empire net worth-wise, but something about it just doesn't feel like they're actually in the lead even.
No, well, a lot of this net worth is on a Brood, but Brood doesn't really fight that well. Went for the, big part of his net worth is in that Midas and that Solar Crest, and then that BKB, and 3 of those, I mean, Solar Crest is great, don't get me wrong, but the BKB Midas don't really help you in terms of damage output, and they certainly don't do anything against this Chaos Knight, who is now just looking really, really scary. Puck's damage and burst is really nice. They didn't have a sentry ready for that Nyx at the time, and yeah, this 9K lead doesn't feel like anything, does it?
No, it really does not. The Chaos Knight is just continuing to be the prime pick here for the Radiant team, and keep stalling in another 10-15 minutes of having your whole base up especially. It's definitely going to start looking very good for SFTe. And now Bot's going to be picked up by the Chaos Knight. Doom working on a blink, so trying to get better positioning for getting off that ability. But Necrophos again with that Radiance. Going to head into the Roshan pit now, try to go for another Roshan kill. They do it very quickly with this lineup. And they're in the middle lane. There's illusions here, though, so they're trying to deter them from checking it. And they should get it. Yeah.
They should jump them as soon as they get this Aegis cheese. Like, they need to force something. They need to get the jump on them. Every time it's a Nyx scouting plus a Puck jumping on them with Coil, what have you. Yeah, they're trying. They're force staffing. They're starting off with a sleep. They don't want to waste the grip just yet. There's an ulti for SkinCoin.
Oh, that freaking Phantasm again. Rana's dead. The Aegis, they need to help with the Fiend's grip in the backlines on the Nyx assassin. He goes out, but FN just melts once again. The Chaos Bolt just simply too strong. The Reality Rift more so in that case. And he pulls in the Bane. Finds him off to the side. So another double kill for the Chaos Knight. So the Aegis is used just like that as they try to be aggressive. And they know Broodmother's in the area. Are they going to catch? He does not have a Dream Coil. No. Gostic is a little bit too far. But
yep, and Chappie wasn't able to do anything in that fight because he was doomed.
Okay.
Had to be careful. He didn't have the Aegis. Taking some damage right now. Does have cheese. BKB popped.
Yeah.
But my God.
He just charged right now. Okay, there's the Ghost Shroud. Though they get the turn kill to cast out a hand to Doom. Oh, I thought for sure he's dead right there. The Ghost Shroud came out, took forever to come out, but he was really waiting to the last second, popped that cheese initially, and managed to turn on to Doom in that fight, or turn on to Chaos Knight even. And that somehow. That was insane. You mentioned the fight before wasn't able to do much. He got silenced up there at the beginning of that one. I thought that was going to be the end of him. It was not. Buyback from Chaos Knight, though. Chappie this time. He is going to be locked down and killed off, and they caught Enchantress as well. So now they get the buyback on CK.
Oh, when they get a gem, too. That is so worth it. They already had a gem, but they steal the gem away from the Dire. Ags up almost on the Nyx Assassin. No BKB up yet for Ghostic. One more auto attack. Yep. He can't use webs or anything like that. He doesn't even have webs for 5 more seconds. This will be a dead spider.
Clean him up. That's essentially a full cleanup there for SFTe. As the other hero simply resurrecting recently. But another fight where, I don't know, it just kind of kept on happening, and obviously the chase out, and this Chaos Knight, though, he could just literally pick and choose any hero on the side and kill them, it feels like, with that Reality Rift pull-in. It's just, how do you deal with that if you're Empire? They need to get the jump first, but against the Nyx Assassin, I mean, it seems like a very difficult task for them here in this game. They don't really have that great scouter.
Yeah, and especially not having the gem anymore, it's going to be a lot harder in this next fight. CK gets the extra proc on his ulti. Does get stunned with an arrow, but this damage on the tower is going to be pretty immense. They are forced to pop the glyph. This is going to be... do they want to buy back on the Brood? Do you think they might have to? We'll see. He's 27 seconds. Doesn't look like he wants to just yet.
There's the target he chooses. Enchantress, though, will live. The Doom is up onto Necrophos, so buyback on Broodmother, but no buyback on Necrophos, as he's dead for 80. Bashes up onto the Bane in the back lines, but they smoke out, actually. They're going to try to catch, but no. That's not going to work. But yeah, no buyback on Necrophos. However, getting the buyback on Broodmother is enough to retreat.
A prize
For SFTe here. They did not kill the melee racks. Get him to about half life.
Death and gold are linked.
Bane is still hunting for an opportunity. He does have Fiend's Grip. I guess he just might be getting vision down as well. Over here, and look at this. I mean, the top tower is still even up on Empire's side. It might be destroyed here. But it just kind of shows you both the top and the bottom lanes are tier 1s have been up until this point. But SFT, all they've needed to do is just kind of hold off from getting pushed in, win a couple of fights, and now they have all these resources to make up, and all of a sudden it's only a 1,000 net worth lead for Empire. So now you really are starting to feel that swing on the number chart as well. Favor of the Radiant.
I continue to just be more and more impressed by CK as a hero. I just see this hero owned. But on top of that, I have to just give credit to Illidan. I mean, we go back to the laning phase. He played a hard lane, and he played it really well. Just his decisions of when to reality rift, maneuver around the trees or just around all the webs. He was low, but not low enough, and just he really played the lane well, and it's not easy to do in that kind of situation.
Where are you going?
And he did go for the Midas, and it certainly paid off because this game is slowed down, and it's given time for Radiant to catch up in terms of farm. Midas now, or sorry, Ags now on the Nyx Assassin. I guess you can kind of get away with Midas when you have a hero like Puck that can kind of just constantly counter push and de-push. And even Lich to some extent with the ice armor in the buildings.
Yeah, you get that room. And the inevitability that if you need to take this game late, you can. So they were not lesser in the late game, but later. And yeah, now that Nyx is looking pretty strong with the items here. The Axe has been doing the work. Broodmother, not really much progress being made, especially for him. He has a butterfly queued up, but still a little bit before he gets that. Necrophos, you see the Radiance is turned off. That kind of goes back to what you were mentioning earlier with the Nyx. As Enchantress, see ya.
Good
and
God.
They also got Bane in there. Oh, jeez. Army, man. It is, again, he just, if he W's anyone on the Dire side, they're dead. There's no question. Unless you're Necrophos, which we saw earlier, but still.
But still, then he's got a, I mean, they have multiple ways to take this Lincoln's off, and they can take off the Ghost Shroud with Diffusal. So I just haven't seen Necro been able to do much in fights. Granted, they're not taking good fights. SFT is getting the jump on them every single time. Like right now, like, as you mentioned, there's just really no way to kind of blink, stun, or initiate like there is with Radiant's lineup. The best they're doing right now is Bane walking in hoping to get a good sleep. That's what they've been doing.
Yeah, they didn't get their frontliner. I mean, that kind of goes back to the draft I'm thinking about. I brought up the idea of the Drow, you know, being a heavy range, but really in my mind I was thinking they needed that kind of front liner, the tanky target, that one that could be in the, you know, start the initiations, and then they went Broodmother and kind of just overlooked that because it's a Brood. It's just like it was fascinating, but we're definitely seeing that take effect here. And the arrow's going to go right on through. Doom, by the way, jumps in. He takes out the Lincoln. Doom's up Necro again. He's going to be sled, but he's doing nothing in this fight as Shane Frost bouncing around. Caustic though with the BKB. The Fiend's Grip is locking up Chaos Knight. This is an opportunity. He's going to be stopped by the Inferno Blade. Illidan finally gets it off, though, and actually gets a kill on it. But Illidan, he's being run down by the Broodmother and Marauder, and they do get the kill. That's 100 seconds, no buyback for Chaos Knights. They may have just found their opening in Empire to take advantage of at least something here. Nyx Assassin in that Axe, by the way. He's just sitting in the burrow. They know he's in the area, but they do not have any detection here. There you go.
Now they do.
There goes a sentry, and he's going to try to run. Probably not far, so they do get him killed. Now, Necro's dead for 50 more seconds, but can they? Okay, top lane. Maybe they can get up here and push.
Yeah, and they don't have buyback on the CK, so at the very least they can maybe force a buyback at a Puck or the next Assassin, one or the other. Yep, it's going to be the Puck right now. And I think that's okay. I don't think they can push here. It's going to be kind of hard. Well, looks like they're going to try.
They should be able to get tier 3.
Coming out. All right, well, that's 2 buybacks. I think you can definitely just get back after this tower. There's no reason to push now, at least until your Necro gets there.
Can they get the tier 3 of the catapult, maybe? Yes.
Radiant's middle tower
So yeah, they get the tier 3, exposes the shrines now.
Dire's bottom tower
the Dire side.
Now, he's going for BKB on Neko. I really think he might need a blink. Because he's just kind of walking into fights and then just getting spells cast onto him.
Yeah.
Whether it's he needs someone else walking in front of him, but we saw that Bane tried to do that before, that didn't work. Or he just needs to kind of position himself with a blink and then just jump into a fight and do cast his spells. But they're not getting anything out of this Necrophos right now. He's not in the right place where he needs to be, and he's not getting any of these ults off, or even just any of his spells off.
Yeah, it's been a underwhelming game for him because of the Doom on the other side. Doom, meanwhile, speaking of Blink, and he's had that now for a little bit, and that has we've seen that being used over and over again. He jumps in, he purges off the Lincolns, and then he dooms them up. In the last like 3 fights, I want to say. It feels like it's happened. So.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the last one, Necro literally just walked up the cliff without vision.
Yeah.
He got canceled by the Nyx, stunned by the Nyx, and hell, they probably didn't even need Doom at that point, but. He's just got to be a little bit more careful with where he is, and then I think they'll be fine in these fights if he's not the first one to be initiated on. He also didn't have buyback because he's buying the components to his BKB. That's also something I don't really like. If you can't buy out the BKB, there's no point in buying the components, at least if you don't have buyback.
Roshan, it's definitely dying here.
Oh, arrow,
nope.
And they paused right after the arrow.
We need information. Is gonna.
Oh, is this gonna be another one of those? Breaky, it seems reminiscent. Pause towards the 42-minute mark. There's a big fight about to brew.
This isn't as certain for sure, but
no, it's not. But I'm just saying.
It could be.
Never fails.
Yeah, I mean the buyback situation is no one has a buyback on the entire side right now. So if
and there's no buyback on Puck, I know that, and no buyback on the Nyx. So if they get quick kills on them, it could be GG for them. Like you said, there's no buybacks on the Dire, so
could go either way if they really try to take this fight right here. Definitely is possible, but you are also fighting into a double damage Chaos Knight. That's something else to keep in mind here. If you do try to take this, so gotta worry about that. Enchantress, by the way, Nags finished on him. So has that extra range. Broodmother does. He actually has enough for the butterfly. Hell, he might as well buy it at this point. Maybe try to get it delivered out ASAP here. Although the courier's dead for 10 seconds, so that's probably why. Still don't have the courier up. But ideally, Broodmother can have another or a butterfly before the next fight. Level 25 is also he has 8+ max webs. We mentioned that earlier. Mirana did go the multi-shot arrow. What about Chaos Knight? Let's see, you get 20% cooldown reduction. There you go. So that over the Reality Rift pierces spell immunity. All right. Are they going to try to defend at this point? No. Nope. They will just retreat.
Has fallen to the ring.
All right, so it wasn't the longest pause, to be fair.
Nope, and nothing happened.
There you go.
Roche being killed.
Keep it short.
Butterfly completed onto Brood. Pretty good pickup. Pretty good pickup as there's no MKB or anything. And if he's able to withstand some kind of jump with that mass evasion between Butterfly and Solar Crest, he can really turn with his insatiable hunger. So, as we saw in the last fight.
Lotus Orb now picked up by Doom as well as they're pushing in here. So another tool to try to break through into the base. That's the Manta use. We'll see when he pops Phantasm. If he gets any extra.
He does.
He does. Oh! Reality Rift going on my punch. He's going balls deep right here. Onto the Enchantress. However, the Nightmare will save, I believe. In the background, Doom's picked up by the Reaper Scythe. Illidan's getting low, actually. Illidan falls. Oh. He's dead for 100. He does have a buyback. The Chain Frost bouncing. But now Nyx Assassin. He's going to be run out. And the Impetus attacks, he burrows. That's not going to work. And Empire now pushing back again. So Chaos Knight. It's been working so well for him this game, but these last couple of times it seems like he's getting a little bit too far in it, or I don't know if they're just playing better against reacting to it. But
I think both. He didn't quite get the kill on Enchantress, and there was a really fast sleep defensive Nightmare onto the Enchantress, and then they just were able to turn it. So I think it was both. He's just getting a little overzealous, and they're also just ready for it now and playing it a little bit better. Also, Necro was able to also get us off his spells. Had the fresh BKB, was able to use it. No Doom used that entire fight. No buyback on him, no buyback on the Nyx. Again, very reminiscent. They're going through backdoor protection, at least for one set of racks. Now they're going with the leap damage, or sorry, leap attack speed, and just cutting through backdoor protection through a Lich Ice Armor.
Yeah. They're gonna get it.
Reminiscent.
Very. It really is. Back-to-back games now where Empire may possibly win by doing that alone. Having to go through the back door. So backdoor protection is strong, but it's not strong enough even with the Lich. Ooh, nice dodge right there. The Facia Drink just doing anything they can to try to stall this, but Caustic is like, all right, I'll try to fight. Pops his BKB. Gonna be wearing off, but clearly a lot of damage done by Empire. As Bane will deactivate the Lincoln Sphere using that Enfeeble. Mirana, Puck's going in. I don't know about this. Puck's going really deep here. Okay, he has the Aegis, that's why.
He has the Aegis, yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to
wow,
be able to
they all get out scot-free. Nice play by Mirana. He was using his arrows towards the shrine. He was fearing someone was going to TP behind them while they're being chased, and didn't actually get anybody. It was a nice idea.
4,600 gold saved up on Chaos Knight. Is there an item that he can go all in with that maybe could help do it? I mean, what, like an AC maybe feels like it'd be pretty good.
AC's great. I think just a heart gives lots of extra damage to his illusions, lots of extra health as well, and good regen. So I'd say heart. Sell the Midas for a heart.
Radiant are scanning.
He still has his buyback. He did not have to use it there. Or he chose not to use it more so. And they lost both the middle and the top melee racks, though.
Yeah, if there's one thing about Illidan, as he does buy out the full heart, and so he doesn't have buyback right now, is that I've watched him for several tournaments now. I've cast him at a couple lands. Is this guy does not like to buy back, ever. I saw him one time, I can't remember which land it was. It fails me, the name, but I remember watching as he had buyback and his entire team was alive, and he just watched 5 racks die. And because he really wanted to save his buyback for that last crucial fight. So if there's anything I know about this guy, is he really likes to save that buyback.
Yeah.
Except for now, as he doesn't have it.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Yeah, now he's bought out. He's getting close to almost having it again. He's 570 more gold. But yeah, currently
top shrine is under attack.
He does not have it here. So got the middle lane, both sides very close to each other. Mirana, arrows ready. They smoke up. The arrows are launched. Just gonna hit some creeps. Did that one hit anybody? No. It's them all. Moonlight Shadows.
Running in. Has a blink.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he just blinked. He's going to go for the burrow. Drinko on the back lines. BKB's our pop. Necrophos, he's kind of the focus, it seems like. He's taking through that BKB of Chaos Knight. The Reaper Scythe essentially does nothing. Bane, meanwhile, he's dropping. I think he might have Fiend Script himself right there or something. Anyways, Insatiable Hunger from Broodmother on top of Illidan. Illidan's getting low, and we'll get the kill on Broodmother first, but now Illidan goes down shortly after. FN leaping through. Broodmother's dead for 100 with the buyback. Got Chaos Knight ready with the buyback as well, but as you just talked about, doesn't like to use them if he doesn't have to. He feels like he has to now, though. They get Nyx Assassin killed as he buys back some TP in. FN leaping 2 seconds. The Reality Rift just didn't get out. They lost sight. He leaps away. He has a Lincolns now as well.
You have to use for it, yeah.
Reality Rift in range. Yes, sir. He gets it, and they're going to pick off the Mirana. Now, they do have buybacks on nearly everyone, other than Bane.
These fights are just really scrappy. Like, there's just really awkward initiations from the Dire. And again, the Necro ulti, when it's not, he just, I think you said it best. He seemed panicked. He said, oh god, I'm going to die. I need to just use it on something. And he used it pretty much on a full HP Nyx that was burrowed. So the damage reduction was there too. So it's not able to find these openings with these ults. Now, CK did buy back right here. If they want to spend some buybacks and maybe go all in to kill him, they can easily take this. But it's just a back and forth ping pong match right now.
Yeah, that was SFT really trying to bait anything out, but they called their bluff, and SFT definitely was not going to overcommit right there. So they do decide to retreat. I noticed also Bane, I am pretty sure he Fiend's Grip himself, because I could have sworn the animation was locking himself down, so on a Lotus Orb, I'm guessing.
I thought they just canceled it.
Maybe. I don't know, but it looked funny. something was going on there with that, but he died in the midst of the fight, trying to perhaps get a good one off. Enfeeble's one of those abilities too that I'm sure is also maybe doing something in these fights that we can't really see necessarily. But although Chaos Knight, he has the BKB, he has Manta, which I believe removes it. So worst case, those items are going to take care of that. Wait, cannot be dispelled. Never mind. I actually do not know that until I just looked at it right now. So
yep, it's an annoying one. Just need a Lincoln's for it.
Okay. Well, I guess so on Chaos Knight, it's actually doing a little bit of work then.
You need a Lincoln's for it, but it's also, I mean, Enfeeble's a really great Lincoln's canceller in itself. Super long range, low cooldown.
Illusion.
Roshan, is that why they're here? It's not up yet. Not going to be up for a little bit. Kill a shrine meanwhile.
Radiant's top shrine has
Broodmother actually has an MKB now in the works. Almost there. Full Mjolnir just about finished for Mirana as well. We are seeing more 25s come out, including Puck's 420 gold per minute. So he has 6,200 gold now saved up. Maybe we'll see a Dagon on him. Roshan, how long? 20. It's going to be a pretty quick Roshan spawn here, actually. 20 seconds and he'll be up, so they stick around the area, which it looks like they are. Sure, we'll see them go for it. More so the dire side here. And they'll probably get it again with how quickly they do it. Chaos Knight saving up more gold again, 2,700 gold. Perhaps a Moon Shard going to be thought of, but Roshan, here we go. Hero connects. The Radiant side sees this. They are going to make their way over. So Nikwa, he burrows up, pretty good position, impales through. Ooh. Caustic Cord, he's starting to melt a little bit. Pops all the BKBs, a split up of Illidan, dropping somebody. That's Necrophos again in the midst of that STSD. Goes down, though, off to the side. He got Enchantress now pulled in on Advansker. He'll fall. Buyback from Lich, by the way, who died early on in the fight. FN. He does not have his leap up. Lincoln's is on him, however. Turns around, starts attacking, says, I kind of have to. Can he leap in time? He's silenced up. Yes, he gets 4-staff over the ledge. He will survive. Meanwhile, Illidan.
Oh, what an arrow from FN.
Did it hit? It did.
Oh, my God. He turned around, anticipated the orb jaunt from Puck, and one of the 3 arrows hits him only for a short duration, but long enough to get the kill. Secures the Roche and salvages this late-game team fight. Very nicely picked from FN. I got to say, though, I got some beef with Chappie again, as he has buyback now after the Roche kill, but he has components to Ashivas that he can't buy yet. And that could have been pivotal if that play didn't come out from FN with him not being able to have buyback. So just a unfortunate thing there. But man, FN really salvaging that with a nice turnaround, clutch arrow on the Puck.
Yeah, look for a second there. FN was going to be the one dropping, but just bought enough time. Somebody 4-staffed him over the ledge. And then eventually, I'm guessing that was Enchantress, and then even able to make that play because of it. So, quite the turn. They finish off Roshan. They got the Aegis now again on Mirana, who drops the bots into the backpack. Cheese on somebody else. Who is it on? It is on... Wait, they don't have the cheese. Is it in the pit still? It's not in the pit. They must have used it. Okay, they might have used it, actually. When would they have used it? They weren't really fighting. I don't know. Anyways, the cheese, I don't see it, so we'll see if that shows up eventually here. MKB is finished now on Broodmother, too, so now Empire's in a spot of they got these big tier items. They're going to try to push in the bottom lane as much as they can and, of course, truly finish off the game. Illidan, though, his buyback, okay, still has about 2 minutes left, so... A little bit of a window here for Empire now with the Aegis and everything. Really 2 minutes for them to take true advantage. Or one of the better advantages they're going to have for a little bit here. In this game right now. So Necrophos leading the way. That Shiva, as you mentioned, he's 2,400 gold saved up now. So almost has the Acolyte staff. MKB committed to for Chaos Knight. He sells the armlet. He gets a full MKB.
Dire's middle barracks
People are going to drop quickly, and it's going to start right here. Mirana, she leaps away. It's kind of funky. Remember, she has the Aegis, also the Nightmare causing issue. What is going on, man?
are under attack.
Bane just got stunned by something. And
that was the Lotus Orb again from the Fiend's grip.
Also, he dies. Enchantress. BKB's away, trying to escape. Goes for the TP. There's the, again, the Reaper Scythe a little bit early. But they do get the kill on Doom, and he is staying dead. 80 seconds here at this point. Puck, ooh, wanted to finish off FM, but just not enough damage. And with the Aegis still, they are going to retreat and regroup and regen maybe a little bit. SFT is similar to last game, though. They're fighting to the bitter end here, thinking that there's still a chance. And definitely in this game, you can't blame them with how it's gone so up and down.
Yeah, buyback is cooling. Yeah, buyback is cooling down here for CK, so he'll have that. Puck has his plus that 420 gold per minute talent, so he's going to have his refresher soon. This is his 7th item. Probably buyback soon after that. Mirana, what's she going towards? A Daedalus, it looks like, as her 7th item. Has the boot still in the backpack. It really just comes down to initiation, just like it was last game. If they're able to get a decent initiation, the problem is they don't have that typical hero that does it. The way they can use the next fight, or the next Aegis, is kind of use that as initiation. Like, just jump in, have them focus the Mirana, so that buys some time for this Necro to get some spell off. I'm still in the boat that I really think he needs a blink, and at this point I'd say you sell your Veil for that, or at least get maybe buyback on top of that. But yeah, it's just he's just not finding these openings in these team fights, and he's just getting caught out before he can get an effective ult.
It seems like we also haven't really seen a lot of the split push Broodmother. So what about that? Like maybe sending Gostic to the bottom lane, you have a fight engagement in the middle lane somehow if you're pushing that, or maybe even top lane, and then allow him to split push another lane. Is that just too risky, you think? You kind of need him there for the fight?
Split pushing can't really be done anymore with 2 sides of racks down. I mean, yeah, there is the range racks up top, but that will die on its own as long as you stay bottom. And so with basically only 1 lane being available, there's no room for split push. Okay. And again, this goes back to, and I totally agree with Grant that I can't stand the idea of tower or tier 4 tower regen. You could have maybe before gone for something like that where you split push and get some tower damage up onto the tier 4 while you're pushing bottom, and then okay, cool, it's almost dead. But you can't do that anymore because you can't chip at the tower. It just will regen health.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought for some reason this mid Rex was dead. It's very, very close to being dead. At least the range one. It's essentially dead.
It pretty much is, yeah. That on the top. So yeah, bottom is really the only thing that's really left here for the dire side to finish. The Aegis was reclaimed, as we heard there. So yet another cycle of, in this case at least, they don't get to really use it as far as it being activated, but. At the same time, I mean, they're continuing to just control the map, keep the Radiant team from getting any kind of farm now. Puck, he doesn't really care too much because 420 gold per minute talent is really freaking strong. So he already has, when he has almost 7,000 gold saved up, he could honestly, he's at a point, he could like buy a moon shard for this Chaos End, I feel like. Might be good value here out of the Puck. But he has a refresher queued up now, so he's going to go for the double Dream Coil on Puck here. That'll be an interesting decision. I almost want to say, why that? Why not get an Ags actually? Oh, he doesn't have an Ags. What am I saying? There you go. So that makes more sense there. All right, so double Ags ultimate, even better.
Oh boy.
Oh, this means the game's over in another minute though. So
yeah,
it's all good. Any other big level 25s? Oh, Lich is 24.5. That is very crucial.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah. That is really, really big.
44 armor that he gets to put on buildings. Like, that's just insane. Absurd amount of armor.
Yeah, at that point of the game, it actually becomes crucial that you kill Lich first. I'm not kidding. Like, you can't deal with it. The amount of armor, it's just, you can't peck at that tower at all. Just so tanky.
100% spiked carapace damage on Nyx Assassin over the move speed. Just checking through the 25 talents. impetus damage on Enchantress. So he chooses that over the Ancients here. That's a little interesting to me.
Oh, I would definitely get the impetus damage as well. Ancients at this stage of the game are just nothing.
They don't really help too much. I was thinking of trying to like finish the game with the push, but they might die too quick.
It's hard. It's hard against the spam of Puck and a Nyx Assassin. And then the inevitable 44 armor or whatever it is. I could maybe see it just for the Granite Golem and giving the HP, or that Thunderhide to give the what is the attack speed bonus? It's 75, which is very, very strong. But yeah, you want the damage on the impetus, especially since it goes through BKB.
All right, resumed again. Both these games have pretty much gone the hour distance. So quite the series here. Empire trying to finish it 2-0. But SFT keeping hope alive that they can force a third game. And what is the group stage? Is Mirana. Daedalus is finished. So he replaces the Aegis with that. Throws out the arrows. He'll hit Chaos Knight, but I don't think they're following that up there. A little bit too far on the base. Yeah, top lane, Broodmother pushing it out. Spiderlings, Chaos Knight, he's kind of runs out here a little bit aggressively. And again, they can't really catch him. What's our buyback looking like? A lot of buybacks are ready to go. They do get a jump on. That's Mirana, actually. Mirana is in trouble. Mirana's dead. Oh, the Doom on her as well. Speaking of Doom, he gets Reaper Scythe killed, so he's going to be dead for a while. Chaos Knight going at it with Broodmother, and Broodmother's absolutely winning that war. Enchantress also doing plenty of damage. The buyback on the Chaos Knight. Buyback Mirana, by the way, committing to try to finish the game right here, right now. But Puck takes out Broodmother with the assistance of Nyx Assassin inside that Axe effect. Over here, this is a Finn, a dieback. Oh, no. Oh, no. He just kind of charged in.
He did.
By himself.
Refresher purchased up by Puck. It's going to have 2 ultis now. And his regular ult's cooling down in 20 seconds. This could be the game. There is no buyback on Bane. There's a buyback on Necro if he should die, but they're definitely going to have to use this one onto the Brood, I believe.
Wow. I saw them run a buyback and just thinking, okay, so they're trying to finish the game here, and then he goes in like by himself when the team was actually dying at that point and they were retreating. Gets picked off for the dieback, so 80 seconds. He is staying dead for now, and the Nyx with that Axe has definitely proven so much value. With that burrow in the midst of these fights. Illidan leading the way though with the push. Not gonna have to worry about backdoor. Are gonna at least take out the middle melee racks. I mean, Brood has a buyback, but you're not defending this one at least, so probably save it at least for another rack skill. So do they go elsewhere? No. They choose to just retreat from there and not go too crazy with it. So Roshan is up. Another case of I'm sure he's going to be done.
I want to say that was like, what, the 4th Lotus Orbed Fiend Script in a row? Something like that? Yeah. You just gotta be... I mean, there's 2 of them, right? I think, at least.
At
one
least.
on Doom, one on Lich.
Yeah, there's 2.
Gotta be careful.
Whew. You do. They're gonna check out the Roshan here, so another Roshan fight to come. Nikwa sees it as well for his team. Empire, the one that, I mean, they could do it pretty quickly, as we've seen. I think they've gotten most of them, if not all of them, this game. And this one they should be able to pretty easily get as well. Hits, and yeah, the Radiant side has already retreated. But as they've proven several times, I mean, they can defend even against the Aegis push. Yes, there's the Aegis picked up, but again, Mirana swaps out a Diffusal Blade for that, so she's sitting with bots and Diffusal Blade in her backpack right now.
Yeah, but that's necessary. She has no buyback. She absolutely can't die. And like I said, that's kind of their mode of initiation, really. They have no other way. They just kind of have to like get in there. And oh, here we go. Ulti from CK gets the extra illusion. That's a dead Mirana, just like that. Doom looking for a Doom target.
There goes BKB. He's going for Pexu in the back lines. FN resurrects, though. He gets the pick on a Necrophos, however. Does Illidan. Illidan running away, keeping his distance. FN takes a snap with a Dream Coil, and he's dead once again with a dieback. Enchantress just running around in circles, it feels like. Trying to put in some impetus attacks now, perhaps into Pexu there. I hear buyback that's coming out from Doom. Another reality rip pulling from Illidan, and he takes out Bane. They're going to also take out Broodmother to top it off, who does have a buyback, but the 3 others do not. And
I don't know why he's done this. He bought out a bot's boot to travel when he could have buyback right now. This could be potentially a game-winning push here from Team Empire, or sorry, for Team SFT, and he just has 2,400 worth of gold dead in his inventory when that could have been a buyback. So we'll see if it comes into play, because this is like the 3rd time he's done it. He's dead for another 50 seconds. No buyback on Potom, no buyback on Bane. This is a 2v5 right now, defending a push against very, very farmed heroes.
Yeah, I don't think they're defending here. They don't really feel threatening enough to be able to do that, especially when you have a double damage Moonsharded Chaos Knight. That's an easy set of frags down here at the bottom. So they're not. Yeah.
I mean, granted, I guess with Potom not being alive, are they going to go for Throne? I don't know. It looked like they were going to, but they're just countering a Sentry. I guess with Potom not having a buyback, it probably wouldn't want to buy back to save that Rax, because they probably wouldn't have been able to anyway. But he's flirting with dangerous stuff here if he keeps doing that. There's just really no point to have stuff in your stash when you're not going to be using it when you're dead. So we'll see. He does now have bots. No buyback. He needs about 500 gold. He should have it, unless of course he buys again another component for, like, say, a Dagon 5, which is probably an item he might be thinking about. Just trying to get an extra burst onto somebody.
Yeah, I could see that actually. If we to try to just deal with this chaos, I try to burst him down, but
right,
man, it's amazing to me that this game has just swung so much again. This series, both of these series have been something for today, and I mean 46, 47 hero kills as well. Just an insane amount of hero kills. Passed over the hour mark here, and Octarine Core finished on Nyx Assassin. So
oh god,
his cooldown's going to be pretty insane. 2.1, basically a 2-second mana burn. That's ridiculous. And they're going in again. They found Enchantress. They can't kill her off the bat. Pexu getting low as well. I've already put the Chain Frost down. Mute onto Necrophos. Doom is locked down by Bane, however, and the Fiend's grip enough to take him out. Necrophos goes down. FN, meanwhile, being locked down by Illidan. He leaps away at the last second again, barely any life, though. Looking to maybe turn back in. Gostic running down the Chaos Knight. Not enough, however, but they kill Lich and Doom. All they lose was Bane. Buyback, by the way, on Necrophos for this. As now they're pushing in. All right. So what happens here? Well, that happens.
Doesn't buy back.
He buys back immediately. He almost wanted that to happen.
Yeah, they want to make something with this. With no buybacks on 2 Heroes of Radiant, you want to use your Necro buyback, so you might as well buy back now onto your other core. Even though he's been played as a support this game, but he's just trucking heroes in fights. Here we go, Nyx Assassin in the front. As mentioned with the Octarine, reduced cooldown on spells, and not only does he have the huge damage reduction, but he's going to be gaining life now from these spells as well. Chappie just rushing in with a blink, ult at a completely full HP Nyx with the damage reduction, but still gets the kill nonetheless.
I love it. Anyways, Chaos Knight pulls in with the Reality Rift. Okay, FN's dead right here. Chappie's also probably dead, and that's a dieback for him too. Broodmother, do they go too much? Do they bite off a little bit too much? Illidan's getting low, but he pulls in the Enchantress. Not enough damage initially, and Illidan will survive. And nobody's alive on Empire. No buybacks. Bane will be up in a couple seconds, but I mean, SFTe can just go for a full death ball push and win the game right here.
Yeah, they can. Already one bot's in. It's the Nyx. He goes in, gets the Carapace. Stun on to Venscore as well. There's the Reality Rift. That's going to be the last hero dead, and that will be GG. My god. 70-minute game nearly, and it's going to a game 3.
Oh boy. We are actually going to a game 3. And the swing, the graph, I mean, if you watched it, you just understand how It just feels like that shouldn't have happened. They were gaining momentum in the mid game, and then Empire started to break the racks, and it felt like, okay, the cores are coming together. This could be it. But Illidan kept fighting on the Chaos Knight. The pulls of the Reality Rift, he essentially could have one-shot any target, it seemed like, throughout the fights. And then the level 25 talent started kicking in. I mean, I think Thompson on Puck getting that 600 or 420 gold per minute, excuse me, was also another huge addition. But also the Ags on Nikwa. I mean, that item did so much work that game, including baiting out Reaper Sice with nearly full life right there. So, yeah, the Necrophos, unfortunately, couldn't really find the right targets quite a bit, and didn't help their cause either. So, some way, somehow, we got a Game 3 between SFTe-sports and Team Empire. Ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by TraLF, the SkinCoin WCA event. You type !SkinCoin in chat for the giveaway information. Go to SkinCoin.org, the most recent cryptocurrency in the esports market. You can trade your favorite skins from Dota 2 as well as CSGO. SkinCoin.org. Game number 3 going to be coming up next.